Hello, my name is Young. Good morning. Today I'm making a video about why in English we don't end a spelling with J, the J sound. We can begin the spelling with J, but we cannot end the spelling with J. So let's go into it. In our first video, we looked at why the J sound is replaced with three-letter D, G. We looked at that. Go back and watch the video and get yourself acquainted. And we want to look at the second part of that. Why we don't use the J sound as a last letter in a spelling of words in English. Let's look at this. So we said that we talk about the DGE, and that is our previous lesson. And we said that when it is used after a short vowel, that will give the formula short vowel before the J sound in English spelling will be spelled DGE if it is a short vowel. Today we are going to look at the other one, that is the G. We have two rules. The first rule is what we're looking at now. With the first rule, we have our first word PAGE, that is spelling. Remember, this is not pronunciation, it's a spelling. English are coding words. You have to decode before you can read. So these are spelling PAGE. Since it's not a spelling, it's not a pronunciation, and we are decoding. To decode the first one, the sound is P, and we have the A and G. You know, this is a diphthong. E and E blend together to form a diphthong, vowel diphthong. Diphthong, two vowels coming together to form a one single sound. It's called diphthong. We have many examples. So we have page. Let's look at our second example. We also have STAG. Remember, we are looking at G sound. For J sound at the end of English words, we don't use the J. Instead of that, we replace with the G and the DG, depending on the kind of vowels we are using. Then we also have the second one. We have these two consonant blend, the S and T, pronounced as st. Then we have the two vowel blending, A and E, pronounced as A. Then we have the two sound here, with this D and J coming together to form the J sound, the J sound, the sound of J. So we are going to have stage, stage. Let's look at the next example. Our next example is we have the BEIG. So our BEIG, we're going to pronounce it as our B is bo, and our AE is pronounced as, I made a mistake. I didn't bring the A. It's pronounced as A. Let me just put it down there before. Sorry. I need to correct this so that I don't get confused. Let me end the show. Okay. So we're talking about this one. The spell is supposed to be this. Let me put it quickly. Okay, copy. I'll do it quickly. Then, okay, let me just put it. Okay, save. Okay, and let's go back to the slide. Good. So we've looked at the first and the second. We'll go to the third example. So this is going to pronounce as B-A-G. So it's pronounced as beige. And let's look at the next. We have a word like H-U-G-E, and it is pronounced as H-U-G. If we put these two together, it's going to be huge. So huge. Let me go back to the slide, previous slide. So huge, to be pronounced as huge. Let's move on. Now this is the rule number one, And we are saying that what do you think about the rule for GE, rule number 1? What do you think? According to the examples that we looked at, what do you think? You will see that they all have a long vowel. Now let's try to deduce the formula. Let's try to get a formula. It is used after a long vowel. So when a long vowel is followed by the J sound in English spelling, we use the G. When a short vowel is followed by the J sound in English, we use the DG, our previous lesson. Then we have the formula. What's the formula? The formula is going to be a long vowel before J sound will be spelled G. Long vowel before J sound will be spelled G. Now let's look at this rule number 2. Let's move quickly. So with the rule number 2, we're going to have, okay, with the rule number 2, we have a word like verge. How do you pronounce this word? So it's going to pronounce as verge. So if you look at the verge, before the J sound, there is R, which is a consonant. There's R, it's very important. So when a consonant is followed by the J sound, we normally write with G, not DG. Okay. Now let's look at the next example. With the next example, we have GORGE, and our G is G, and our OR is O, and our last, the G is pronounced as G. So we're going to have gorge. Okay. Then here we can see that our consonant R is followed by G. So when a consonant letter is followed by G, is followed by the J sound, we represent with G. Let's look at the next example. Here we have range, range, R-A-N-G, range, range. So with the range, you can see that before our consonant, the red letter N, before our consonant is followed by the J sound. So we have to represent with G. Let's move on. Now we have our next example, that is strange, S-T-R-A-N-G. Let's look at pronunciation. So we have 3 consonant blending, S-T-R, str. Then we have the A and I, that is A and I coming together to form vowel blending, A and the and J. So we have A, J together, strange. So you can see that our consonant N is followed by the J sound. Therefore, we need to replace it G in the spelling form, not DG, but G, because there is a consonant before the J sound. Then our last example, of course, we have L-A-R-G, and we have the L-R-G. So we're going to have large, and this one too, large. Now let's look at something over here. You can see that our letter, the red letter, which is a consonant, is followed by the J sound. Therefore, we need to spell in GE, not DGE. Very important. Now let's look at the rule. What do you think? What do you think about the rule for G? That's the rule number 1. For rule number 1, we said that when it has a long vowel sound, when a long vowel sound follows the J sound, or is followed by J sound, and we know that the J sound is going to be G, but this time we are looking at the consonants. Let's look at the rule. It is used after a consonant. So when a consonant is followed by J sound, we use the G. And not only that, the formula is going to be consonant before J sound, very important, will be spelled with G. We end our lesson here. See you Have a nice day. Bye.